Yes, it is 2:30. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 7 Steps to Manifesting Miracles. If you have been following, this was scheduled to be a live event on Monday the 1st, and we had a little house fire. Everybody was okay, everything was fine, and it turned out to be a huge blessing in disguise, a miracle. So it was absolutely wonderful and amazing, and I'm going to share some of that with you momentarily. Here we go. So welcome again, like I said, to 7 Steps to Manifesting a Miracle. And we were slightly delayed, but this is the month of August. I am doing an entire month of manifesting. So if you are not part of the Manifesting Your Dream Life group on Facebook, please request to join, because there are a ton of videos. Their training material will be uploading free workbooks, all types of things there in that group to help you manifest your biggest desire and create a miracle for you this month. That's the goal. Every client that I have has a manifesting goal, some miracle that they want to materialize in their life for this month of August, as the summer ends and we transition into fall. And so that group and this webinar is designed to help you manifest a miracle in your life. So a very good question is, we're going to start with, what is a miracle? Which is an absolutely excellent question, because when I was growing up, I remember the very first miracle that I manifested with the help of my grandmother. And we were in 2 different states. We were on the phone, and it was back when, long distance, they charged you by the minute. And I needed a miracle in my life, like right now. So we got together, she shared with me some steps, and we did them over the phone. And we focused our attention and we stayed on it all day. We probably started, she was on the West Coast, I was on the East Coast, so we probably started at around 10 o'clock Eastern time, and by 5 o'clock Eastern time, we had manifested that miracle. It was absolutely amazing, but the process and the ritual that my grandmother used was also quite exhausting. It was exhilarating. I got what I wanted. Everything worked out, and it took not even 24 hours. It was absolutely amazing. But from that, what I also learned, or kind of perceived from that process, was that a miracle is something that you get when you need something really big to happen, and you need something big to come out of nowhere, boom, and land on your lap, and it's a one-time thing, a once in a while, once in a blue moon. People get a miracle every so often. But I did not see it as we manifested that miracle, and that miracle, like, I didn't know I could live a life of miracles. Miracles are really miraculous things that are manifested out of seemingly nowhere. Now, I say seemingly because the universe knows, sees, and source energy is operating from a perspective that we don't have. But when you're looking at, like when airplanes are coming in and there's a big circle and you see the dot getting closer and closer to its destination point, well, we have a radar like that. So when things happen for us and it came from a source outside of our radar, we call that a miracle. However, that can happen for us every day, every week, every month, several times a day. Miraculous things can happen for you on a daily basis. So manifesting a miracle is not something that is preserved for when you're in a major crisis and you get down on your knees and you pray and you're asking God, please, please, please. And, boom, something happens for you and you think, oh my God. And then you wait till there's another crisis. A miracle is anything that you want to manifest in your life that is seemingly outside of your radar. And we'll get more into that a little bit later. So there we go. The first thing, before I go into what those steps are, and if you don't have the workbook, please, wherever you're watching this, whether you are watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on Google, whether you are seeing this as a recording that's been posted someplace, if you go to lamiel.com and register, you will get the workbook for this master course, okay? So we're going to start with the 4 stages of learning. Why is this important? Because if you are here and you don't understand how you learn progressively and where you are and where you need to be to really get this information, it's not going to help you. So there's 4 stages, right? Step 1, as you can see, is your unconscious competence, meaning you don't know what you don't know. You're unconscious to the fact that you're incompetent in manifesting miracles. Step 2 is where you are possibly right now, most of you. You realize, okay, I don't really know the steps to manifesting a miracle. So now you're conscious that you're incompetent at manifesting miracles. Okay, I need to take this class. So when we finish this class, you should be at stage 3 in terms of manifesting miracles, which is an unconscious competence. So you will know the steps and you will be practicing the steps because it's not unconscious to you. You're going to have to look at your notes. You're going to have to maybe watch this webinar again. You're going to have to practice, okay? But you're competent because you know what to do, you know where to get the information, and you know how to proceed. Once you've mastered this master training, you will be consciously competent. Consciously competent, an example of that would be, have you ever gotten in your car, your mind is on something else, and suddenly you look up and you're home? You drove home with a conscious competence. You didn't have to put any thought into it, right? You just know it. It's something that you do. And that is the goal. It's to get everybody that works with me, that follows me, that interacts with me, to a conscious, competent level of manifesting whatever they want, a miracle, an apple, a house, a car, whatever it is, to where you think it and it almost materializes instantaneously. So take note of where you are, because I need you to be at step 3 when you finish this master class. You're going to have the information, you're going to follow the steps, but then you are going to have to put in the work to become consciously competent at manifesting. So this webinar and master course is going to be all slides. Usually everybody gets to see me, and I interact in that way. But with the two things that happened, one, the delay of the webinar, and two, I was really guided to offer you a really incredible offer that was outside of what was built into this webinar. So if you stay with me to the end, I promise you, you are going to get a code for an amazing, amazing gift that is going to change your life. And two, this is not a scripted training. We have guidelines, but I really want to allow myself to be open to receive the information that you need and to be able to deliver that information to you in a way that touches your soul and causes you to move and get in there and do the work. So, who do you listen to? Everybody right now is talking about manifesting. They're talking about money, attracting money, having nice things, living a better lifestyle. It's like a trend right now. So who do you listen to, right? You listen to, one, somebody that you can connect with. Two, somebody that clearly can demonstrate to you that they've been through the steps. The biggest issue with taking classes, finding a coach, a mentor, or what have you, is that sometimes you have people that are out there teaching how to manifest money, but the way that they manifested their money was through you taking their class. They're not living it. If you need a coach or a trainer on how to create a happy home life or a relationship, you should pick a mentor or a coach that has a wonderful relationship, right? That has children, that have lived through developing these children into amazing people. If you need advice on getting your hair done, you go to a hairdresser. If you need your nails done, you go to a nail tech or a nail salon, right? If you need help with your finances, you go to an accountant. If you have criminal issues, you find a lawyer. So you're trying to manifest, you want to change your life. You need to work with someone who has changed their life in the manner in which you would like to change your life. For example, I can't tell you in great detail if you want to live a life of traveling on a daily basis. I can tell you how to manifest, but specifically about traveling, and that's not my life. I teach manifesting because I have both physical, spiritual situations, circumstances that have happened in which I have employed these practices that I'm going to share with you and manifested the result that I was looking for. So why listen to me? Because I promise you, I have lived what it is that I'm teaching. I am a mother of 8, ages 23 to 3 years old. I have had a child die in my arms. I've been homeless with my children. I have been in a very, very mentally abusive relationship. I have gone through divorce. I have manifested an amazing relationship right now. I have changed my life, not once, not even twice. And the reason is because I know what it's like to manifest what I want, like that experience when I was with my grandmother, and then think, okay, it's done, or not really be clear on how I did it. And so that I go about living my life the way that I always have. And ultimately, I start to manifest things I don't want. And then I go, wait a minute, I don't want this. How do I change it? And so I have gone through the practice of creating intentionally what I want, creating knowingly things that I don't want, and learning and tracking how to change that into something that I do want. That's my life. I have worked with thousands of students manifesting very small things to huge things like a house. I've worked with cancer patients who have manifested remission and are still in remission more than 15 years later. So at the time, was I teaching manifesting? No, I was simply living manifesting. I was teaching it to my individual clients, but I didn't know it then. So right now, I've gone back to all of these different things that I've manifested, and I've put them into real doable steps with actions that are required for each step to make it easy and now duplicatable for someone else to manifest whatever it is that they want. So I have stopped coaching on things like how to develop a business, how to develop a business that you love. I've stopped coaching on removing negative blocks. I've stopped the one-on-one coaching almost altogether. Why? Because manifesting works. And if I can teach you how to manifest your dreams, whatever you desire, you don't need me to coach you on the other things because you will manifest whatever it is that you need. So I live this. This is my life. I do offer a 30-minute consultation that you can get from my website by hitting the contact button. And we can discuss what it is that you're really working on and wanting to manifest and see if we're a good fit. See if it is that I am the best person to support you in developing your manifesting practice and creating the life of your dreams. I don't work with everyone. I don't believe that you should just jump into working with anyone without some type of communication, without some background, without knowing that this person truly is living what it is that they're trying to teach you. So now, all that said, are you ready to make a change? Because a lot of people say, I want this, I want that, I want this. It means you have to change. It means you have to be in motion. You cannot live in a 7,000 square foot home being the person you are today. Why? Because you haven't manifested that based on who you are right now, which means changes have to be made. Things are always moving. It's either getting better or it's getting worse. It's either up or it's down. Nothing stays the same. So in order for you to manifest, you have to keep evolving. You have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to let go. You have to be willing to move forward. You have to be willing to be challenged and meet those challenges. It is a misnomer that you manifest exclusively from your mind and you never ever have to do anything. Even a person who manifests a lottery winning still had to go buy the damn card. You've got to get up, you've got to move, and you've got to follow whatever it is that you are divinely guided to do. That's the way that you're going to create miracles. You have to be ready to change. So I want to give you some information, and this is in your workbook, about the emotional vibrational scale. What's the emotional vibrational scale? For those of you that don't know, your emotions are going to be the key to you manifesting. It's going to be the key to bringing in a miracle. And it's going to be the key to creating the life that you want. Look at the chart, look at the colors, take a few minutes and say to yourself, what emotion do I express most often? And after this webinar, go ask some people, if you could pick an emotion that I express the majority of the time, what would it be? Okay, and you'll probably be really surprised at what people say. When I started studying the vibrational scale, although people would say that I was optimistic, right, and pretty happy, which for the most part, I think I was outwardly. Inwardly, I still operated from fear and powerlessness. And the way that you manifest is by raising your vibration or your emotions up the vibrational scale. And the higher up this scale you get, the easier and the faster it is and will be for you to manifest miracles. So, and that's the reason for the colors. Once you get to joy or love, if you can manifest and be at that particular vibration, love or above, manifestations will happen for you nonstop all day long. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. Like I said, if you join my Facebook group, there's lots of information because it is a constant practice. Once you master your emotions, you are a master manifester. I promise you. So here's some numbers that these are 2 additional charts, but here's some numbers that kind of give you an idea. The Omega chart I really enjoy using, but so that you can see that there is something above love and joy, peace and enlightenment. People like the Dalai Lama and Mother Teresa, they operated from the vibrational standpoint of love or above. And the higher your vibration, the more people you can positively affect with your actions and your vibration. So raising your vibration doesn't just help you, it helps the people in the house, it helps the people in your community, it helps the people in your country, everybody on the planet. Just from you getting to a place where you are happy and are living your dream life. You living your dream life helps everybody else on the planet. And so the more of us that can get there doing that, and it just sounds, it's so amazing to me. Living your dream life, being the happiest that you can be changes the world. And so it's important. It's important for you to learn how to get there. So I'm going to share with you 7 steps of highly effective manifestors. Okay. Successful manifestors are very sensitive to energy. Usually they're light workers, they're highly sensitive soul people, they're psychics, empaths, things like that. I didn't even know until maybe a year or 2 ago that I was actually considered an empath. So there's a lot of us that are just extremely sensitive, and that's how we take it. But we fall within the category of being an empath or a highly sensitive soul because you're sensitive to energy. I learned that from being with an empath, and she turned something on the television. The kid came in and turned the station, and I was like, oh my God, I can't watch that, because when people get hurt, not so much in a movie sense, but sometimes in a movie sense, but like on those real shows, like it was like a Funniest Home Video, right? When people are hurt, I feel that in my soul. There is a vibration from the inside out that that pain, because I'm seeing it, I'm connected to. So I don't watch any of those types of things where I know people are going to be hurt. I actually don't even watch movies where people are terrified all the time and things like that, because it messes with my vibration. I'm highly sensitive. So an awesome affirmation for that is, I discern the energy that serves me in all situations. So I know the energy that is good for me, the energy that is bad for me, and the energy that is bad for me, I stay away from. That is what allows me to be gentle with myself. If someone, even if it's someone that I love and care about dearly, if I find that talking to them on the phone or my interaction with them changes my energy, drains me, makes me tired, then I remove them. I gently remove them, but I do remove them. It doesn't mean that I don't ever talk to them, but I'm become aware that that's something I need to protect myself from. When I learn how to protect myself, I do engage with them on occasion because they're people I care about. However, I do keep them at a distance because I need to make sure that my energy is where it needs to be. So if you're very energy sensitive, if you are easily drained from being around other people, you need to learn how to get control of your energy and your emotions and how that affects your vibration. Because to be a successful manifester, you've got to identify where to go and what to do to raise your vibration and to keep your energy clean. Number 2 is that successful manifestors stand guard at the doorway to their thoughts. So if you've seen my book, I do talk about affirmations. I have affirmations here for you. I do highly recommend affirmations. I think they are amazing. However, you can't, affirmations alone are not enough. So when I say that you stand guard to the doorway of your thoughts, we all have negative thoughts. Things come in, right? But you're standing in the doorway, you're guarding. So you recognize, that's a negative thought. What can I put into practice to change that? Let me change this thought. It's not that you stop negative thoughts. It's that you change it. You don't allow it to perpetuate. You watch your language, how you speak. You remove words like I can't. It won't happen. You get rid of phrases that don't serve you so that you are always speaking in a way that is manifesting what it is that you want in your life. And you are guarding the thoughts that you're having internally so that you are not dwelling long enough on a negative thought to lower your energy. So the affirmation for that is that my thoughts are empowering. You have to know your thoughts and your words are the most powerful things that you're going to use in manifesting. So number 3 is successful manifestors are highly skilled at surrendering. Successful manifestors have the ability to let go of the outcome that they're desiring. So they are masters at distracting themselves and getting rid of the wave of uncertainty. And they understand that everything unfolds in divine timing. This is so hard. That's why I said you've got to be willing to change. You've got to be able to do the work. Okay? This is work. It's no joke. But to be a successful manifestor, you've got to be willing to let go. So yes, I want this house, but I release however it's going to come. I release knowing the how it's going to come. I release the need to know when it's going to come, although I've already shared with the universe when it is that I would like it. I understand that a delay in my request for manifesting is not a denial, and I move on with my life expecting it to arrive. That takes work and it takes skill that you can master. I surrender to the best possible outcome for the greatest good at the perfect time, which means I ask the universe for a house on this day, but I really believe that the universe is going to deliver it to me, and it's going to deliver it to me maybe not in the way that I asked for it, but in a better way. And it may not come on this date, but it's going to come on the best possible date. And I'm okay with that because I know that when I ask and I've done everything I'm supposed to do, I will receive it. Successful manifestors accept what is. So You have to remember you can't change people. And if you are mastering the art of manifesting, you don't even try to change people. You accept what is, you learn the lesson, you grow from it, and you know that you can manifest anything that you want at any time. So you are totally detached from any person, place, thing, etc. Right? You accept it. That's how you are. That's how you feel. You have no desire to change people. You are not trying to learn to be a manifester to make other people different. I am at peace with what is. I asked for something. I wanted it on the 1st. It hasn't arrived yet, but I am at peace with that because I know it's going to come at the best possible time. Successful manifestors have rituals to hone their vision. This is what I was talking about when my grandmother worked with me, and I consciously manifested the very first thing I ever was desiring in my life. And I said that her ritual was exhausting. It was exhausting, but it was very, very focused. And it did exactly, I got exactly what I asked for and the exact time that I needed it. Okay. So one of the strongest factors in manifesting, in the manifesting process, is specificity. Successful manifestors use regular rituals to deepen their spiritual practice. Whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, whatever your practice is. Now, whether you're using my Magical Manifesting Rituals program, which you can see right there, or creating a vision board, successful manifestors will consistently remember to get clear on what they want to create in their lives. So you've got to develop a ritual of some sort. And a ritual is, not in a negative sense. It's not witchcraft. It is a practice. It's something that you do every day, something that you do every evening. I have a ton of rituals. So I have my morning ritual that keeps me in the vibration of love or above. I have the morning ritual that assists me in really staying in the vibe of manifesting. I have a ritual that I use and I set my clock to it. So at least 10 times a day, I stop every hour on the hour to perform this ritual, which only takes me seconds, but it ensures that it doesn't matter what happens in my life. It doesn't matter what it is. My alarm going off brings me back to who I am, what my focus is, and what it is that I'm manifesting in my life. So even if I'm having a bad day and my emotions are, a runaway train, it can only last for an hour because that alarm's going to go off and bring me back to who I am and what I'm about and help me to refocus and get clear on what it is that I'm manifesting. Because if I go any longer than that, right, I'm going to start to manifest what it is that I'm thinking on, and you get what you put out. So I'm now putting out a lower vibration, and I'm going to get lower vibrational responses from the universe and the people around me. And that's not what I want. So you need to develop a manifesting ritual. My manifesting ritual can be found in the shop under programs at lamia.com. And this particular ritual program is $9, but it is the exact ritual that I do every evening. I do Monday through Friday, and I take off of my practice on the weekends unless there is something really major that I'm working on. However, I give myself a break because there are other things that I like to do on the weekends, and then I resume. So every Monday through Friday, What you get in this program is what I literally use and what hundreds of my students are using right now today to manifest their dream life. So your affirmation for this practice of having a ritual is that I'm devoted to the clarity of the vision I hold for my desires to manifest. And your rituals should help you with that. Number 6 is successful manifestors take care of their vibration. Okay, and this is really, really all tying together now as we get to the last one. Successful manifestors know and can deeply identify the things that either contribute to their high vibrations or the things that are draining their battery. So things like watching the news makes you feel like shit because it's like there's so much bad going on. People are so crazy, whatever. And if it makes you feel like shit, stop doing it. Whereas meditating by the ocean might fill your cup, right? For me, dancing, and if I can get to dance naked, that totally fills my cup. And if I get to go outside naked under the moon, I'm totally, totally thrilled. But I know what raises my vibration. I teach my clients to have a when the shit hits the fan list in their room, their bathroom, their kitchen, in the car, at their office if they work, or in their office at home. Why? Because you need to know what elevates your vibration. And there will be days. I am a mother of 8. I'm a mother of 8. There are days when the shit hits the fan. Okay. So that's like an hour before my live webinar, the dryer caught on fire. It totally malfunctioned. So there's smoke everywhere. You open the dryer and it's like a fireplace. Ta-da! And then the fire department has to be called and 7 fire trucks show up and people are hysterical. The police get called. No, I'm laughing and I have hiccups. I can laugh, and it was kind of comical at the time. I had an appointment right before. There were so many trucks, I couldn't get my car out. I had to walk to my appointment, which I did not even know. I just said, fuck it, I'm walking, and I'm not going to let this stop. Excuse me, what it is that I have planned to do. So I put it in my GPS, and it turns out it was like a 3-minute walk from where I was. So I walked, I took care of my appointment, and but I also recognized when I came back that other people that were involved, their vibration was very low. So it was going to be, and the house still smelled terrible. So we needed to leave, and I was not able to do my webinar. But instead of doing my webinar, I went to the things that helped me raise my vibration. And the affirmation for this is that I'm operating from the highest vibration to attract my desires. So by not staying in the lower vibration, okay, because it's not that a lower vibrational thought doesn't come. What I will tell you is that as you get better and you vibrate consistently at a higher level, so I still work to get at love, to stay at love or above all day long, right? So there are times when stuff happens and I may lower from a 500 to a 300. I no longer lower to a 20, but then I know, and that's why you have the shit hits the fan, and I can work my way back up in less than an hour. Regardless of what's going on, and now I may not even drop as low as a 300. That's part of the work, and that is part of the training that's offered in the group. It's part of the training that's offered in my programs. How are you monitoring your emotions? How to bring those emotions up? How to create a ritual for yourself? How to create systems throughout your day based on how you live, so that you can monitor your vibrational levels without it feeling daunting, without it feel like it's so much work. And I knew I need to say this. Most of us went to school for a minimum of 12 years to learn how to do not a damn thing other than read and write, which did not take us 12 years to learn how to do, right? We learned all this stuff that we're not using in our lives. The things we learned in a traditional school is not helping us manifest. That's why you're here. It's not helping you get or be or do what you want. It's not helping you create the life of your dreams. But we invested 12 years in it. For those of us that went to college, that means 16 to 20 years you've put into learning something you're probably not even using outside of the basic math, reading, and writing. Some of us, if you're my age, I mean, I lucked out. I was a guinea pig at a young age. So my class had computers, but my other friends in other classrooms didn't have computers, and they didn't do their homework on computers because computers were not available like they are for every kid in every classroom now. So we have all this time invested in a traditional learning environment. When I say to you, you have to do the work, because I have clients that go, do I really have to do this 52 times a day? Do I really have to do this? Do I need to really write this down? Yes, that's the work. You've spent 12 years learning how to do something that has not manifested for you what you want. So you've got to learn how to control your vibrational level, be aware of it, and change it. That takes work. It takes learning. Remember, you've got to be willing to change, to do the work, to get where you want to go. You have to. And if you I've spent several years. I mean, years. I didn't know that I was training to be able to teach manifesting, but I have been through trial and error learning to manifest consciously, unconsciously, through the 4 steps. So you have to do the work, and you've got to take care of your vibration. And that is where a lot of your work is. You have to be operating from the highest vibration possible that you can operate from within your body to attract your desires. Number 7 is successful manifestors are responsible for their own happiness, right? Successful manifestors don't blame, shame, guilt trip others into thinking that their happiness is someone else's responsibility. I'm not happy because he won't do this. I'm not happy because she spends all my money. I'm not happy because I need to do this and wait until my kids go to, leave home. They own their feelings. Have you ever talked to somebody that says, don't you make me mad? Really? No one can make you mad unless you allow it, which means you allowed yourself to get mad. I love someone dearly who has a hot temper, and one of his favorite phrases was, I'm not going to let you bring me out of myself. Great, but I'm not going to stop doing what the hell I'm doing just because you don't have control enough of yourself, to not do something that you'll regret later. You can't control anybody else. No one's responsible for your happiness. People doing, not doing, how are we doing on time? People doing or not doing what you say, what you want, is irrelevant. No matter what is happening, you can create your happiness. I am responsible for my own happiness. Now that is what they should do at the beginning of class when kids are in school and they start the day and they have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. They need to put their hands on their heart, put their hands up to the universe and say, I am responsible for my own happiness. I am responsible for my own happiness. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. And that is so important for children to learn. And we need to learn it now so we can teach our children. So, In creating and manifesting miracles, you've got to learn how to identify your manifesting blocks, because they do hold you back. Now, having a manifesting block does not mean that you cannot manifest. Having some blocks may slow your manifestations down, and in some areas, it will delay your manifesting. You may have a huge delay because your block is so big. So there's a couple of reasons that we have blocks. And I do have a program in the shop under programs called Removing Your Manifesting Blocks, because it is crucial. Now, the ritual program and the manifesting blocks program are programs that are sold individually outside of my main manifesting program. And the reason for that is because, one, like I said, to be a successful manifester, you've got to have a ritual. So it's important to get started with a ritual as soon as possible. Two, if you start we're like onions. So you've got to start removing whatever your blocks are as soon as possible. And that's why those particular modules are sold separately outside of the complete program. So things that create a manifesting block are cross purposes. And I've done some videos on cross purposing. And the convenience of live, right? What a cross purpose is that you have a belief that is contrary to what it is that you are trying to manifest. Getting a download for you. A cross purpose is a belief that you have that is contrary to what it is you're trying to manifest. And when you have a strong belief that is opposite of what you're trying to manifest, it will stop you from being able to manifest that. There is a technique called taking out the trash that can definitely assist you in, and it is in your workbook for this master course. And it explains to you how to use it. And it allows you, the purpose of this exercise is to connect to your soul. And the reason that I put this in here with cross purposes is that sometimes we have a belief, but our soul knows the truth. And when you do the taking out the trash exercise, you can see that your soul doesn't believe that block that you have. It's your mind. You're not operating from spirit or your connection to source. So I'm going to walk you through the exercise on taking out the trash. But first, I want to explain to you the best way to discover your cross purpose. The simplest way to discover your cross purpose is to say, I want to manifest a new car. And you write that down. And then you say, what are all the reasons why I can't? And you simply write all of those negative thoughts down as to why you cannot manifest that new car. And there you have your cross purposes, because those are the things that you really believe. And what I want you to do is take those negative thoughts and turn them into positive affirmations. And you're going to say those affirmations about 52 times a day. and they will help to start. That is a really simple way to start breaking down your manifesting blocks, because you're changing your thought process about that particular idea. So manifesting it may actually take a little bit more time because you're working through that block. But 52 times a day for about 10 or 15 days with these new affirmations, you no longer look at the negative thoughts, you get rid of that. And you're able to start breaking down the foundation of that cross purpose so that it can manifest. So it may not manifest instantly, but within a few weeks, you'll start to see signs that it is manifesting because you're working through the blocks. Now, if it is really, really deep, you may need some other techniques. So one of those techniques is listening to your soul, and it's called the technique of taking out the trash. So the process is this. You say, what is something that is concerning you? Or something you're trying to manifest. What's the miracle that you want to manifest? Everybody right now is needing to manifest a new home. And I say everybody just because there's people in my family and dear sweet friends and clients of mine. A lot of them are moving. So that's a real big energy right now, is in the moving. So on moving, you think about this, acknowledge how you feel about it. There's a little bit of tension, there's stress, there's concern. So I want you to look at something that's very close to you, touch it, feel it. Take a deep breath and close your eyes and think about the moving or whatever it is, the miracle that you're trying to manifest. And I'm going to say, my mind says, and you're going to finish the sentence with whatever it is that you're thinking. Okay? So, and I'm going to give you some examples. And then this is something, it's in your workbook, but you'll be able to do this on your own in more detail. So, my mind says, I'm not going to find the home that I want. And you do it again. My mind says, and you don't have to write anything. There's no prerequisite for this. You don't have to meditate before you do this. You can do this at any time you feel any resistance in your being or in your mind about the miracle that you're trying to manifest. So your mind says, the house I want is not there. My mind says, I don't have the money. My mind says, my budget needs to be bigger to get what I want. My mind says, I may run out of time. My mind says, I may not get it in time. My mind says, I may not get approved. My mind says, this is impossible within the time frame I'm asking for it. So, all of these things that your mind has said, and there may be more. So when you're doing this on your own, I want you to do it till you've exhausted and there's nothing else that you can think of. Okay? And you acknowledge those things. Those things, not having enough money, if you need to move by a certain time, if you're looking for a certain type of house and, you're having difficulty, all of that is legitimately, they're legitimate issues. Okay, so I honor that. And now I'm going to take all of that crap and I'm going to, in my mind, and you can see, feel, or sense a trash can, take all of those concerns and put them in the trash. And then put the lid on it and watch the trash man take it away. Now, I want you to again look at an object, touch it, that's very close to you. So you're in the here, the now, and the present. Okay? And I'm going to start another sentence, and I'm going to say, my soul says, And you're going to finish the sentence with what your soul says. Take a deep breath. Be very, very present. Look at your environment. This is not in the future. This is right now. Deep breath. My soul says, you already have it. My soul says, you're perfectly aligned with it. My soul says, the miracle has manifested. My soul says, you will see it. You will know it when you see it. My soul says, there is nothing to worry about. My soul says, celebrate the fact that you've already received this. My soul says, you are loved. My soul says, you are protected. My soul says, it is done. Now just stay in that energy for a few minutes and acknowledge how you feel. It's done. What has your soul said to you? It is your soul and your higher self and source energy or God that you're co-creating these miracles with. And listen to what it is they have to say to you.
Mommy, can we have popsicle? Yeah.
One of my little miracles. So, it's done. It's amazing. And it's from this energy, just doing this exercise and staying with what your soul has said to you. I promise you, your vibrational level has risen. So now what I want you to do is to get up out of your chair or wherever you've been sitting and stretch with me a little bit. Whew. Because we are officially an hour in. We've got an hour left to go. Shake everything off because I want you to stay awake. I want you to be alert. Again, this is much more of a channeled master training. And because I appear to be dozed off at times when I'm talking to you, we're using the slides instead of being able to see me face to face. So now it is time to get into the actual steps of manifesting a miracle. A miracle. And if you think about what your soul just said to you, you are a walking miracle. Miracles are really, what if you chose to believe that everything that happened to you is a miracle? Everything. What if you chose to believe that your whole life and everything is a miracle? And when you do that, and I'll tell you, I didn't. That is new, that everything is a miracle. And when I started to realize that everything that was going on in my life was actually a miracle, I started to connect the dots, right? So the house fire started because I was visiting my daughter. The fire started in her dryer. She, as a result, has to move. But although it seemed negative, it was really a miracle because it brought us together in a way that we haven't been in a long time. Her needing to move served a greater purpose in what it is that I was doing. We just started a new family business, and that need and the fire brought everybody together. It's my 3 oldest kids. It's four oldest children. The fire turned out to be an amazing miracle, just in and of itself. And so everything is a miracle. Everything can be a miracle. And as you raise your vibration, you're going to start consciously manifesting miracles. But even on a subconscious level, you're manifesting miracles. And when you start to look at it that way, you're going to start to even unconsciously manifest things that you want versus unconsciously manifesting things that you don't want. So the very first thing is you have to get clear on what you want. Now, I'm going to see if you're watching this on I'm putting in a showcase on the side. Excuse me. So you can see these items here that are in the showcase. It is the Manifesting Architectural Workbook that you can now click on. If you do not have this, I want you to get it. Why? Because you need to get clear on what it is that you are manifesting. We're having technical difficulties. There it is. I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get you this book, but we will go with I will put all the links in later on. Bear with me. Here we are. So you've got to get clear, right, on what you want. What does that mean? So the Manifesting Architectural Workbook, and it should be on the side. If it's not, I will drop it in at the end and when I come on the screen. But you need to know what you want. So I want some money. That's not, okay, how much money do you want? What do you want the money for? You know, when do you need the money by? You need to either be very, very specific, or you need to go general in the sense of, I want enough money to no longer have to worry about my finances. I want to no longer worry about my finances. I'm listening. I want to no longer worry about my finances. That's what I'm manifesting. Or I want to make $10,000 a month, or $5,000 a month, or $3,000 a month. So the 3, the 5, the 10 is very specific. I want to no longer worry about my finances is saying, universe, work it out. However, if I need 10, 15, 20,000 a month, do that. That's what I'm manifesting. Finances to no longer be an issue. But you have to be very, very clear. Step 2 is that you've got to transmit your desire to the universe. Okay, and you do this by having a sense of ritual that we talked about earlier when I said this is what successful manifestors do. You've got to transmit your desire to the universe. And the way that successful manifestors transmit is through their ritual practice. Now, if you were listening to what I said, I have a day practice rituals. right? I have a series of things that I do that I call a ritual, but it's a series of maybe, I don't know, 8 or 9 things that I do first thing when I get up. And I don't mean like I open my eyes and then I have to do them. I do them through the course of my regular morning routine. I have a ritual that I perform every hour on the hour between 10 a.m. and 11 p.m. That is throughout the day. I have a ritual that I do prior to going to bed. So what does all this mean? It means that I am constantly in the practice of manifesting. And my gratitude ritual throughout the day has reprogrammed my brain, so much so to where even before I get the notification that it's time to do this, my brain is already thinking about what I'm grateful for just out of the blue. That's just the thought I'm having versus how much I can't stand this, that, or the other. Now it's less than an hour that my brain is already every hour on the hour, every 50 minutes is on gratitude. So that's my daily practice. And then I have an evening practice. And there are times that, depending on what I'm wanting to manifest or the miracle, and usually when I say a miracle, it's because, it's bigger than the other things. It is, according to people who would be looking on like an impossibility. Okay. A miracle is like, oh, there was no way that happened. When I manifest things, sometimes other people think it's a miracle, but I can see how it can manifest very easily. So it's less of a miracle. People who are closer to me and I say, hey, I need to do this. And they go, oh, I could see that. And it manifests. It's like, wow, you're a great manifester, but it wasn't a miracle to them because they could see that it was possible. The miracle is when it's like, there's no way this is going to happen. And boom, it happens just as you predicted. So when I'm transmitting for a miracle all day long, it's about that thing through all of my ritual practices. When I am transmitting for a manifestation, I request and manifest all day long what I want to drink, what I want to eat. My kid needs a car, court case outcomes, all day, every day. And I don't necessarily, because my vibration has become consistent, I don't necessarily need to preempt it. So even if I know that I'm going, I have a son that had a series of court cases, even though I know a case is coming tomorrow, I am not necessarily transmitting my desire about this court case on a conscious level all day, every day, because I'm so worried about it. I'm not. Why? Because we vibrate at a certain level. I've already done what it is I need to do. And when I arrive, I do a different type of ritual and ask for the best outcome. And I know that it's going to happen, and it happens every time. So you have to develop a practice, a way that you are transmitting your desire to the universe, source energy, God, whatever word you'd like to use. You've got to be transmitting yourself, your desire. You have to. And you have to be consistent about how you do it. So it's not like my practice is I light a candle this week, but tomorrow or next week, my practice is I'm going to do a pumpkin. Or be consistent. It's okay to do new things. It's okay to add new things. It's okay to try different things. But first, you have to have a foundational practice of transmitting your desire instead of being all over the place. Find what works and work it. Step 3 to manifesting a miracle is you have to follow inspired action. Remember I said you got to do the work, you got to do the work. There's work involved, you got to do the work. You're going to be inspired. Whatever you're asking for, even if you're asking to win the lottery, when you get inspired and say today's a day, I need to go into that store, get up and go into the store, get the card, get inspired as to what card or what numbers, and play. That's your inspired action. You have to play to win. If you are inspired to, go to a certain store, or go to a certain event or whatever, you got to get up and go. You can't just have the idea, not follow through, and then wonder why no miracle or manifestation happened for you. You have to follow inspired action. Now, 90% of the work is done with your vibration. So when you start following inspired action, you're having a good time, and it's not really feeling like work, or it's not daunting. It is just you going with the flow. Step 4 is to work on your blocks. And that's why I shared with you those 2 different ways to remove your manifesting blocks. You have to work on your blocks, and you have to be working on your blocks while you are doing your manifesting work. Working on your blocks doesn't have to be an everyday thing. For me, it was. For some of my clients, it most certainly is, because I had some shit with me. and, and a lot of us do, So I did every day for about 7 days. I was exhausted. It was like a cleanse. Okay. And I do have a magical manifesting cleanse that I recommend people do for 7 days. And you can find that cleanse both, either the link is in Manifesting Your Dream Life, the Facebook group, or High Vibrational Foods with Lamiel on Facebook, where I explain to you how to do this manifesting cleanse, because it helps you when you are taking in higher vibrational food and higher vibrational supplements into your body. Your transmitting is stronger. You are able to work through blocks faster. We're like an onion, okay? So when I first started manifesting, you pull off the outer layer, that brown piece that you get. Okay, great. I manifested a few things, but then I felt resistance. So I had to go in and remove the next layer of stuff, which is a little bit thicker. It's not the thin, the juicy part of the onion. So now I'm a little softer. It's easier for things to penetrate. And then when I start to feel resistance, I peel down another layer so that it's easier for what I want to get to me, for me to align with what I want. And most of us have blocks and are operating from blocks and decisions that were made when we were 0 to 10 years old. Crazy, but true. So things that we don't even remember when we start this work will start to come up as you start to remove layers. And I'm like, oh crap, that happened when I was really young. But really, and a perfect example, and I always use this example because my mother dated someone who was an Aries. And honestly, I was very, very young. They had met in high school. And the only thing I really remembered about him or knew about him, our birthdays were just a few days apart. So I knew he was an Aries. And he treated her like crap. He was abusive, and it was a bad situation. And once we moved in with him, I was not happy. So here I am looking at this. And as a child, I discerned he was an Aries man. That's what I knew about him. So I said I would never date an Aries man. And I never did. I never have. If a man says to me that, or would say to me that he was an Aries, he did not get the time of day. It just was not an option because of what I had, the decision that I had made at 8 or 9 years old. Made no sense now. I mean, as an adult, but I didn't remember that. All of our neurotransmitters are developed from birth to 10. And so it's almost like we're computers that are programmed. And then here you are 40, 50, 60 years old or 30 operating on a system that was developed when you were 10. And if you don't remove those blocks and do the reprogramming, you've got a 10-year-old running your life. And then you wonder why you can't manifest. And my 10-year-old had been through some shit. So, oh my God, my programming, it made no sense whatsoever. So you have to work on your blocks. And sometimes in the middle of gloriousness, something will come up and I go, whoa, what is that? Why am I feeling this way? Because I'm always monitoring my feelings and my vibration. And I have a book. I take that journal out and I start to write how I'm feeling, what it's about, what I think it's coming from, and just the emotions. You don't have to justify it. And then I go through the steps that I use to remove my blocks, not just on a surface level, but I go 7 levels deep into my psyche and my being to remove what this block is. And then I use my personal indicator. I call it knowing the truth about everything, which is part of my manifesting program, to make sure that everything is cleared. And sometimes it's not. And I have to go back and I figure out what level is it not cleared on. And then I work on that level. And I may spend a week just clearing that one thing until my body tells me and my being tells me it no longer exists. And some days, some months, I have a list of stuff and it's like, I'm still working on this one and it's taken me a while to clear it before I can get to the next thing because an event or a circumstance has taken place that has brought up all these emotions. So in manifesting a miracle, you've got to be working on your blocks. To be a master manifester, to be a highly effective manifester, removing blocks is key. Step 5 in manifesting a miracle is to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. And this is not surface gratitude, okay? It's not surface gratitude. It's not like, oh, thanks. I'm so glad I don't have to do this. I'm so glad someone gave this to me and I didn't have to buy it. It is the kind of gratitude that almost brings you to happy tears. You need to be so thankful and so grateful with your entire being and all of your energy that it raises your vibration. If you raise your vibration just through having an attitude of gratitude, you will overcome. You'll still need to remove blocks, but you will be able to manifest miracles despite blocks. Let me say it again. If you can cultivate an attitude of gratitude to the point of elevating your vibration, you will still have to work on your manifesting blocks. However, you will be able to manifest miracles despite your blocks. Gratitude changes everything. I do have a program called Gratitude, Love, and Above that you can get that is specifically about cultivating gratitude. That's all it's about. It is amazing. It is life-changing. I have gotten some really sobbing telephone calls, but they were happy calls because learning to be grateful is what they should be teaching in school. It changes your life. It changes how you think, which in turn changes how you feel. And he's happy, isn't he? Which in turn allows you to manifest what you want. You've got to cultivate an attitude of gratitude. Step 6, and this is probably the hardest step for most of us. Step 6 to manifesting a miracle Whew. I'm sorry. And when I take deep breaths like that, I'm receiving just sort of a download of information to share. So step 6 to manifesting a miracle is to surrender and let go. Surrender and let go in the simplest form is to not be concerned with how it's going to manifest, to trust that it is going to manifest, to trust that the next step is going to appear, and you just let go and keep going, right? When you order stuff online, you order it once and you know it's coming. You may check in because it's been shipped, and you may actually track its delivery so you know when to expect it. And you can do that when you have a manifesting practice. You can do that. But you have to let it go. You have to surrender yourself. You have to say, I know that this or something better is coming, and then move on to the next thing that you're working on. Not that you keep asking. Manifesting a miracle is not where you keep asking for the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over again until you get it. Why? Because you usually won't get it. And the reason that you usually won't get it is because you're asking because you don't believe it's coming. So it doesn't come. So you keep asking and it doesn't come because you're asking from a place of where is it and why isn't it here? And it must not be coming. I better ask again. And so it doesn't come and right? So you've got to let it go. I've asked. I've done my ritual. Now let me be quiet. Let me hear what my inspired action is. Let me be open to what the inspired action is, and then go into action. Step 7 to manifesting a miracle is to get in alignment. This is easy and simple. And I think so many of us miss this because it's so simple. Getting into an alignment with what you want, simply said, is to get happy. When you are happy, you are in alignment with what you want, and it is coming to you. Doesn't even matter what you're happy about. So if you've seen some of my videos, I will tell people, if you're in a relationship and you're trying to manifest a miracle, have more sex, especially if you like it. Only if you like it. But if you're in a committed relationship, you're married, and you're working at manifesting a miracle, have more sex, dance, laugh, do the things that make you happy. Now, if you are not in a committed relationship, you are not living with a spouse or significant other, don't go having sex with random people under the guise of I'm trying to manifest something. Get happy. Okay? Just get happy. Get happy doing the things that you love. Being with the people that make you happy and the people that you love. Talk to the people that you love. Watch TV that makes you happy, or movies. Stay away from the news. Stay away from the radio. Stay away from gossip shows. Get happy. That is what gets you in alignment. There's a lot of ways to do it. And because these things require practice, okay, like a doctor, he studies and then he opens a practice. And when you go see him, he is practicing on you. So you have to now look at your life as a manifesting practice. You find someone who can guide you through the process, and then you practice. And so with my clients, we practice. You need vitamins? Let's manifest some vitamins. How did it go? How long did it take? You need money? We're going to start the money manifesting practice. How long did it take you to manifest $1? Okay, this is what we're going to change now. I want you to manifest $5. Working with someone will get you a lot further faster. I have a lot of self-paced programs that are excellent that address very specific things. But you want to get into an alignment, and you need to make your life a practice, a miracle manifesting practice. Getting into alignment is getting happy. When you are happy, you will start to receive and see evidence of the miracles that you're trying to create. So I promised you that I was going to share the missing secret, okay? And the missing secret is, there's two things really. One, you get what you feel about what you think about. So when I said to you, affirmations won't help you in and of themselves. So even if you sit and think, I think I'm rich, I think I'm rich, I think I'm rich, okay? You're not going to get rich just doing that, because you get what you feel about it. So if you want to be rich, but you feel like rich people are terrible people or cheaters or whatever, you're not going to get rich. You get what you feel. If you feel that that new car is going to make your family not like you, you're not going to get the car. The second thing that's in alignment with this is that you cannot manifest what you don't believe. So you have to start small, okay? You can't just be laying there and go, oh, tomorrow I want to be a billionaire, and go through the manifesting practices and then go, Lamiel, I tried it and it didn't work. And a lot of you who watch my YouTube videos, you say that in the comments below. You know, I have a 48-hour manifesting video, and some people go, I tried it and it didn't work. Well, did you believe it? You know, at this point, trying to manifest out of desperation doesn't work. You get what you feel. If you feel desperate, you're going to get more things to feel desperate about, not the money. If you feel like you have the money, you're so thankful for having the money, you get the money. If you don't believe you can get the money, you won't. You can only manifest what you believe. You have to believe it. So, to work on your belief, you should start small. I could probably manifest $1. Okay, great. I'll work on that. I'll go through my whole manifesting ritual. I'll keep working on my blocks, and I'm just going to manifest $1. I could probably manifest a gym membership. Let's try that. And what happens is you start to see success, and then you start to believe that you can manifest bigger and bigger things. And thus, you become successful, and your thoughts change. A belief is nothing more than a thought that you keep thinking, which is why your affirmation practice is very helpful, because it will change the thought that you keep thinking until you start to believe something else. And after you've done it 52 times a day for 15 to 30 days, then you have a new belief. And then guess what? You can manifest it. You have to do the work. So I'm going to, it's gratitude time. So I'm going to take this time to tell you how incredibly thankful and grateful I am for you being here today, watching live or in a replay on my YouTube video, wherever you are. I am so thankful and grateful for you being here. I'm so thankful and grateful that you would even take this amount of time out of your day to hear what it is that I have to share with you, to consider whether or not it is something that you would want to even implement into your life. I'm so thankful and grateful to you that you've even decided to investigate me and what it is I have to offer, to see if I could possibly even be blessed with guiding you on your journey to manifesting. That in and of itself means everything to me. And so because of that, I do have a special offer, right? Program for you. Now, here it is. This, what you're looking at, is my magical manifesting program. There are 8 modules. So those modules include the truth indicator. This is where I teach you how to retrain your body and your mind so that you can use your own body senses to know the truth about everything. Teach you the basics of manifesting, how to get clear on what you want, how to create a burning desire for what you want. Your transmitting of your desires to the universe, vibrational alignment. There's the love, gratitude, and above, and removing manifesting blocks. Now that is my regular program, and that program is self-paced, and it sells right now for $195. But what I'm offering is not just this program. I've just launched the new version of my book, Manifesting Your Own Crazy Beautiful Life. So you're going to get the program. You're going to get my new book, plus 2 months in the book club, the book coaching club. So what the book coaching club is that I teach in my book life practices and affirmations that help you start to develop the habit and the life practice and to change your life, to manifest the things that you want. And so in the book coaching club, each month I cover one practice, and I go live and I train on that with a live training. And then all month long, that's the information that you're getting from that group. Okay, that is a monthly program for $19.95. You're going to get that for 2 months. Plus, you're going to get a copy of the book, which is also $19.95. So that gives you an $80 value. And right now, only people coming through this program are getting in the book coaching club. It is not open to the general public yet. In addition to that, because I don't think that anyone should have to wander through the wilderness like I did, learning to manifest. I think coaching is always a necessity. It doesn't matter what you're doing. So I'm giving 3 hours of personal manifesting coaching, and that comes on a schedule that we agree upon. You actually will set up your 3 coaching sessions, your 3 hours, with my assistants, and that will be on your schedule, whether you want 30-minute increments or 3 one-hour increments all in 1 month, over 3 months, which is the max of time I allow you to stretch it. But that has a $500 value, the 3 hours of coaching. So I'm offering that as part of this package. Plus, I have a manifesting virtual retreat. You get 1 ticket. And in this retreat, we are covering everything in the magical manifesting program, but you're going to get live training on each of those segments. Okay, so we're going to cover the 13 laws of attraction classes and manifesting workshops. There's going to be live recordings. You're going to get both the audio and the videos of the training so that you can watch them over and over and over again. You're going to follow me live on some amazing sunset trails where we're going to learn some morning meditation, some evening meditation walks and practices. I'm going to take you on some guided visualizations that I do not offer anywhere else. You're going to get not just your magical manifesting workshop course, when you buy that, it's all downloadable. Okay, it is, you get it, it's virtual, and it comes to you module by module. But when you're part of the manifesting virtual retreat, you get a hard copy of that program. Plus, you get hard copies of my workshop workbooks. So you're getting double the training. The breakfast recipe guide has you with me during breakfast. It has you during this virtual retreat. You end up being with me during breakfast, during dinner, during lunch. And you get a guide with recipes on what it is that I'm preparing and talking about during these 3 days that we're together. And then you get to be a part of a farewell dinner party. We go through ritual writing and so much more. Plus, I'm answering your questions live, everyone who's part of the retreat. And I do know from experience in our past retreats that sometimes people are at work and things like that. So we take in all of your questions and requests all day long. And then I go live at the end of each day and answer all of the questions, concerns, comments, and just talk to you guys about what's going on. And a lot of times being able to see that what other people are going through, what it is that they're working on really helps. The group energy has really helped my previous groups manifest huge things. So all of this together, the program, my book, the book coaching, the personal coaching, and the virtual ticket has a value of over $1,000. And this webinar special was offering that for $500. And that's what the plan was for August 1st, to kick off our Miracle Manifesting Month. But since you stayed with me till the end, because I have been so guided, and as you can see down here it's my right, there are payment plan options available. This program, because you watch the webinar, is not going to be available to you at the webinar special price of $500. You have the opportunity of getting this for $250, which means you have manifested just from having the discipline and the foresight of doing the work. And in this case, doing the work was staying to the end, listening to everything, taking your notes. You've manifested a savings of $820. The way that you get this program is to use the code at checkout. And the code is Housefire, all lowercase, because of our amazing little house fire. I am going to put in here, there we go, in the showcase. Now, if you're watching this as a replay, if you are seeing this as a replay, if you are not watching this on Google Hangout and you cannot see the showcase link on the screen, all you have to do is click more. It will take you to that page. At checkout, you are going to enter the code Housefire, and it's going to give you $250 additionally off of this Miracle Webinar package. If you don't see it, there will be a link below wherever you find this video. Okay, that will take you to it. You can also find it in the shop at lamiel.com and enter the code at checkout, House Fire. I am very, very much on our target time, and I will be doing a Q&A a little bit later. But I just want to thank you guys again for being here, for staying to the end, for really knowing what you want, for listening, for allowing me to share my knowledge with you. I'm changing my screen. This is what happens when you're alone. Schedules changed, but it turned out to be an amazing miracle, even with the schedule change. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. If you have questions, please leave comments either on my Facebook fan page, in the group, on my YouTube page, anywhere that you can find me. You can send me a message. Instagram, I'm very active there. If you go to Lamiel on Instagram, ask me all the questions that you want. If you would like a 30-minute consultation with me, go to lamiel.com, click the contact button in the bottom right-hand corner, and schedule a time. Be more than happy to talk to you. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.